looks so cool right now. This is our boat. Well, it's rustic.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
I can't actually see at points because I've got so much sweat running into my eyes.
That's stanky.
Yeah! Woohoo!
We spent the summer in a little marina tucked way up in the region of Chiapas, southern Mexico. Every year, plenty of boats head here to escape the hurricane zone, and whilst many leave their boats, we have spent the summer repairing, upgrading, and loving on our boat Tay-Lee. This week is no different, as it's that time of year again, when we need to scrub her bottom and give her some much needed TLC before we start putting some miles under her keel again next season. Subscribe for the ride and let us know down below what brought you here.
I can't even see your face.
Can you see where the respirator was? On my face?
Yeah. We have a Dodger, Zach.
And it looks amazing. Becca's done a fantastic job with all the designing work that's gone into this. We're going to have to pre-tension a little bit to make it fit, but with that pre-tension, it feels even stronger than it was. So I'm very confident that Becca will at least be able to stand on this bit. So
that's exciting.
And it's not horribly heavy.
It's not heavy at all, actually.
I mean, one person could lift it very easily. So
how heavy do you think it is in kilograms?
I don't know, 35, 40 maybe, if that. I don't even think it's like that heavy because, yeah, maybe about 30, I would say. Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm trying to think about how heavy our anchor is at 25 kilos and how much that feels, but like you can lift this by yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Looks cool though.
It just look really good. This feels a lot more kind of secluded in here.
You think when we're upwind and we can just sit under it and not get battered by wind and waves. We were originally going to carry the Dodger back up to the yard before we hauled out, but we got the go-ahead from the staff that it was time, so it was coming with us.
Sí, leña, sí? Dos, sí, un momento. I'll keep your stern off here.
Gracias. Oh, it's nice that he comes with us.
¿Hay otra línea para allá, va?
I can't,
Necesito otra línea.
Aquí. Yeah, I'm in neutral.
Despacio. Slow down.
That was nice and easy.
Yeah, it's dead calm in here. Where is Becca? That line? Right here. Just put your foot out there, it is there.
Yeah.
It's always nerve-wracking.
It's really nice them having a diver in the water. They also put someone on our boat, which was really nice. It was great. Only spoke Spanish, obviously, but it was awesome. Look at the size of that shackle. The hard Dodger makes her look so different. She looks so cool right now. This is our boat. It's so cool. It's all gone well so far.
Yeah, it looks good. The rudder hasn't fallen apart from when we rebuilt it, so
that's always a plus.
That's always a plus. Yeah, look at that. There's a whole oyster in there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. When the boat is on the hard here, you can't live aboard. So we booked into an Airbnb just down the road for the next few nights.
This is so random. Well, it's rustic.
Good do, job.
Look at this footprint. I suit the rustic life right now. I'm so grubby. Ew. This is nice though. Sink. I don't know what this thing is. I guess it's a hook for your clothes. It's funny. It was all very fun until we had another tenant show up.
Oh, it is scorpion. Oh, it is. What the? Great, I'm not sleeping one bit tonight. It fell from somewhere.
No. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's there.
Can you see it?
Should I just turn over the soap pot?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, quickly get it. Look, get the water out.
No, I'm just leaving that.
Is that the same one, do you think?
I think so.
Well, we can't just leave it there.
Well, what else are we going to do with it?
Put it outside. With our scorpion mate successfully evicted, it was time to get some sleep before the hard work on the hard really begins. This morning we were at it bright and early. I sound all coldy because it's been quite dusty sanding. But last night, the place we are staying is very rustic, let's say. And we had a guest join us down the back of our bed last night, which meant we didn't get too much sleep. But that's fine, keeping going.
You saw me yesterday take the clamshell covers off our bow, and now Becca's heading in there to clean the anchor locker in preparation for some adjustments we are making to the design of it.
I can't actually see at points because I've got so much sweat running into my eyes. Yeah, it's fairly liquidy because I wanted it to really get in there.
Which side is it first?
Which side are you now?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, the port. Okay, let me just let that really sink in. Should I shove my finger in? Probably.
When we first got this boat, one of the things that we didn't like was how all of the water from the anchor locker up here, showers, and I think that's everywhere, drained into the main bilge because the water got disgusting. We had to clean it out. It would get kind of sand and grit in there, and it was always just like a wet bilge, and that's not great for the engine or any other components we've got around the area because it just breeds rust and damp. So last year, we glassed in the floor of the anchor locker here, so it was a kind of closed area, and drilled some drain holes in the corners here so water would just drain out the side of the boat. We have dealt with what we've done fine, and looking back in hindsight now, we wouldn't have quite done it how we did it, because when we were in big weather, water would tend to want to push back up into here when we were smashing down through waves. We had the clamshell things, we'll put a photo here of what those are, to stop water really shooting up in there, so it wasn't too bad. But in bigger weather, we would want to kind of bung the holes a little bit in here, which we didn't really like doing, and it was always hard to get the bungs out and a whole load of things. So we're changing the design now, and what we're going to do is actually add, where are they? There they are, thank you. We're actually going to add 2 through holes into the bottom of this area here, have a hose on each one, run it through this lower bilge here, down to an out down there where the sink is, and any water that's going to get into the anchor locker here will drain through an actual seacock down there, which is much lower than here. So that's the plan. We've got these little meshes here to stop any rocks blocking these up, and we're also just going to have to make sure that when we bring the chain in, that we get as much kind of dirt and grime off it as possible to prevent any kind of build up of sediment in here. And every so often we'll just dump all the chain, make sure it's all good in here and not clogged up, especially before big passages and stuff like that. So I think we've had about a year to kind of think how we want to do this now instead and make the changes. And this is the kind of best option that we've come up with. We've talked to a few other people about this, and they said that it kind of sounds like the best thing to do. So it's still going to drain through the boat, but it's not going to enter the boat anytime. It's just going to go through the hose and out through the skin fitting seacock there. So
I think like we only had maximum of a couple, like maybe 2 inches of water in there at any point, even in big weather. But I think because this isn't watertight, if we had a watertight bow, it would be such a different scenario. But I think we are just trying to eliminate possible flaws in the boat, and you know, now we are doing that.
Yeah, and we've thought about this for ages and ages and ages, and tweaked it and come with different designs and how we want to do it, but I think this is going to be the best thing. We were thinking of putting it on a toilet out at one point, but we didn't want the anchor locker stinking, so yeah, it's always hard to figure out exactly how it's going to do. But this might not be the final iteration, but I think it's going to be a lot better than what we've had before. So, and
that's the best thing about boat projects, is you can constantly adjust them and tweak them and improve them the whole time. So, and
I'm only having to drill through fiberglass and wood that we added last year, and when we drill through, we're going to epoxy the whole inside, so it's going to be still perfectly good and watertight. So
let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would really help stuff stop getting blocked. Well, the wind looks really good in there still. It will. I've just prepped this kind of dome that's going to go over our housing just to stop any big bits of grit or dirt getting in there. It feels pretty strong, this, and it's meant to be 304 stainless steel, but we're going to see how it holds up, and we've got a replacement if we need to replace this. We're just going to stick this down with Sikaflex and just monitor it for now, and maybe in the future if we find a better one which is 316 steel, we'll actually screw it in properly. But that's going to sit on there like that. I've prepped all this now, sanded that back down, and prepped the surface there. So all I need to do now is cut the hose, attach this, put this on top, sink this in, put this on top, and then I'm done. So that's our finished product. It's not the cleanest in the anchor locker anyway, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get in here and do this job, but hopefully that solves our issues now with water coming back up in this area. So we'll see how this does, and we can always reassess again, but I think we're going to like this a lot more than the last one.
We hadn't used our saltwater tap since adding our water maker back in Panama, so we could use that Y splitter for this new hose. Trouble was, salt water had sat stagnant in here for 10 months, which meant only one thing.
But that's stanky.
With that curing, it was time to get on with sanding the hull. Rather than jet washing it this time when we were lifted, we preferred to send a diver in the day before to scrub our hull, then it was up to us to sand it. How's it going?
Dirty.
I can't even see your face.
I know. Can you see where the respirator was? On my face.
Yeah.
Spray.
Do you want me to hose you down?
No, it's good. That's what I want to do. Right, you don't have a massive range of movement, but what I want you to do is just bump that like that, and I'm going to hold the other prop, okay?
Yep.
Got it? On the end. You remember how Stuart showed you how to like do nuts and stuff like that on the engine? Hit the end.
This end?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
You love
No, I can't
boats,
do it.
huh?
No. Sorry?
I say, don't you love boats?
Love them, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
As we were sat there.
Look at that build up.
Today's a huge day on Tay-Lee. Just going in and getting the last of the flaking paint off the bottom of the keel. And today we paint. We were initially going to barrier coat the entire boat here. We were going to sandblast it and take it back to gel coat, but they don't have a service here for that, so we're just going to touch up some areas with the boat barrier coat because it works great as a primer, stopping any water ingress. We luckily don't have any blisters, but we do have some areas barnacles have taken back a few layers of Antifoul paint from previous years. And we're also going to Antifoul. We're using the Spartan Antifoul. It's really well reviewed and we're really looking forward to trying it out.
Becky, you know what you look like?
What? My glasses are steaming up.
What does everyone think Becca looks like? Write in the comments.
So one of the things we really like about Total Boat is they think about things like this. They've left enough room in this base coat to be able to add the second part. So you can literally not even use an extra, I love that, not even use an extra mixing jug. Tay-Lee is currently a Dalmatian, but we're really happy that's coat 1 of the primer already, and you just have to wait until it's tacky and leaves your fingerprint in the paint but doesn't transfer to your finger, and then you're ready to paint again. And I mean at 90 Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees Celsius, I think it says about an hour and a half. And by the time, you know, we took from starting here and going around the whole boat, it was about an hour and a bit, so now we're ready to paint again. And then in half an hour, Parker and his dad are going to come join and help us get the Antifoul on. So we're cracking through it this morning. It's only about 8 a.m, so it's a good feeling. We finished up the second coat of primer a little while ago, and Zach is just mixing up the Antifoul, and we're going to start getting it on. We'd like to leave it for a bit longer, but it is technically dry. But there is just a ton of rain coming after 3 p.m. today and all week, so we need to get going, really.
It's our last chance.
It is our last chance, honestly. Boom. Three coats of paint are done. It says only 1 to 2, but we had excess. So we've done 3 and it feels so good. But really we couldn't have done it without Parker and his dad. They really helped out, and now hopefully we've beat the rain and this will have some drying time before it buckets down. But I'm going to take the tape off, which is arguably the best bit.
Does it?
We choose not to anti-foul our prop and shaft for a number of reasons, and instead we polish it to a shine and add marine grease to keep the barnacles away.
So how was the couple of nights at this Airbnb?
A bit buggy and restless, but it was alright. It's done the job.
It has. This is a final overview. Got a lot of water around there and there.
Yeah, it did flood a little bit in here as well. There's holes in the bucket, so I've got a good bit. It's alright. Back to the boat.
Back to Tay-Lee. An experience for sure. Let's go. Goodbye, gate. Pretty. We just got back to Tay-Lee after being at the Airbnb, and today is launch day. We've got a couple of hours now. I really want to get a bit of the total boat barrier coat on the bow, just because we did the epoxy work there and we ran out of time yesterday because it started really raining. I'd love to get 2 coats on there at minimum, and then I'll also I've got a few other points I'm gonna just use the barrier coat on too, and then we also need to bring the chain up too, and we're gonna pour a bucket down the anchor locker just to make sure it's all draining well with no leaks beforehand, and then we go back in. And honestly, we're just so looking forward to it. It seems really wrong staying in a place just a mile from your own home. We've never had to stay off the boat at any other yards, but you know, it's one of those things, and at least we hauled out, and at least we were 1 day ahead of schedule, which is huge. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to get back in the water today.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah! Woohoo! Yeah!
That was a lot of water to have to get through just that small hole there, which was going to have chain in it.
Slowly. Yeah.
Good girl.